Liam, joining us all the way from New Zealand to be able to race in this series, you're having to get up at something like 4 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, it's all over the place. I had the F1 Virtual Grand Prix. I've done a couple of those, plus with the iRacing races, and all the big ones are European. So it's I basically have been living on European time, but in New Zealand.
Craziness. Listen, you're a Red Bull Junior, and we've seen you at the front of the field throughout the isolation series and seen you dominating. When you're racing, is that constantly in the back of your mind that I'm a Red Bull Junior, I've got my Red Bull livery on the car, this is really important that I still prove myself? Because of course you've got some of the talent scouts watching, you've got Dr. Marco watching potentially, you've got Christian Horner watching potentially, and you are really in a level where you need to prove yourself to make that step to F1 and to progress through the Red Bull program.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I get asked questions like this, or similar at least, quite a lot. Sort of like, do I get nervous before a race? Or because it is really important, and I do get actually quite nervous. So before some big races, if I know there's lots of people watching, then I actually get almost as nervous as I would in real life before a race. So I do take it very seriously, and that's why I run the Red Bull colours, obviously, because I am driving for them, and I know that they are watching. So it's just as important. And I think sim racing and as a whole is getting a lot more important now for drivers to be good at. Obviously, it's almost a door into F1 teams and stuff like that, because obviously they need simulator drivers and stuff like that. So it's becoming more and more important. And during this time, while there's been no racing going on, it's sort of been boosted a lot, and now really, really heavily viewed. So yeah. Looking
at Red Bull drivers that are currently in Formula One, if we look at Kvyat and Verstappen, for example, they went from F3 to F1. Do you think you can do the same?
I would love to, and that's definitely the plan. But I want to be as ready as I can be when I get into a Formula One car. So if that means doing 2 years of F3, I am doing 2 years of F3. If it means doing a season of F2 or even Super Formula or something like that. If it means that I'm all ready, then I would absolutely do it. So we'll have to wait and see.
Watkins Glen, what do you think to the track tonight?
I do really like it. It's something I've done a lot on. In the April isolation, I had a terrible time actually. With every single event, something went wrong. Whether it was an internet connection in qualifying, so I didn't do a lap, or an incident in the races, I didn't really have a single good event. So hoping to have a better championship this time. We had a good qualification round, so I know we at least have pace. And for the track, I do like it. An F3 car, it's very fast, very flowing, which suits the car a lot. So I'm excited.